might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Okay, welcome in, Apex's fans. We are back. It's been a little bit since I've been on broadcast. Last week's was tape delay due to a little bit of technical issues, but we're back live and in action, full living color here this evening as we're heading quickly to the halfway point of the season here at Apex's Mazda action. This week takes us to Daytona. A little bit of a different layout here. A lot of gripes and grinding from some of the drivers in practice. Love it. Should turn into a fabulous race here this evening as we're on board here with James Newell, one of the MAV Motorsports drivers currently out in the middle of qualifying. Speaking of qualifying, before we get on over to that, why don't we take a look and see how our drivers are faring coming into this one as far as point situation. Here we see on the pro side, Brian Lemke has now jumped up to the top of the standings ahead of Jim Feliz in second place, Thomas Lathrop in third, Joshua Soto knocked down to fifth place, Kelly Greenhoe a no-show here this week, surprising, and Michael Chase, Michael Brock, Ozzik Sulu, Michael Tanagretta rounded out our top 10. Welcome in, Perfect Jen. Thank you. Matt Schlosser is going to head off the top of the AM category, 10 points up on Nick Velasco, with Mark Sherman and William Stern deadlocked for third place, 101 points. Dylan Foster in fifth. Agadello, Croto, Bandy, Teeter, and Harrison Neely going to round out our top 10 in the AM side of things. Now, oops, that's got a mind of its own here this week. Let's take a look at the track. As I mentioned, we're at Daytona. A little bit of different layout, though. We are running the NASCAR layout, which has a second chicane in between what's marked as turn 12 and the pit entrance. There's actually another little chicane in there that our drivers have to deal with here this evening that seems to be throwing a wrench into the mix. Some massive curves through that section. Drivers having a tough time dealing with that, so it'll be interesting to see where it looks like we're going to have close to about 35, 36 cars in session here. We'll see how many of them make it to the start-finish line. As mentioned, we're in the middle of qualifying here. Let's take a look and see how qualifying going right now. Michael Brocklex, he's pulled it off. Finished up his qualifying run, currently sitting second place, 2/1000ths, separating him and James Newell, currently at top of the timing tower. So things are tight right now. Joshua Soto currently sitting in third place, looking for a strong finish. Brian Zinn currently sitting in 8th place, the Austin, Texas driver. Our top AM right now is Mr. Nick Belasco, who's having a strong season over on the AM side of things. He got himself up into 11th place. It's a couple points there, just a couple spots ahead of Nick Kenton Bandy, who is the second place driver in Mid-Back Larry. He's currently sitting in 15th place in the number 87. So a nice gap between those two drivers there. Let's pick up Chris Croto. The Vans paint scheme. I can't say I've seen very many Vans liveries out here in the iRacing world. Love to see that. So welcome into him. And then we have a couple of drivers sharing their cams here this evening. Let's bring them up. We got Stan Hammonds. Look at Stan with a little bit of a stash there. Father Stan rocking the mustache. And then we got Tony Wallace up top as usual. So two drivers sharing the cams here this evening. We'll get them in and out of camera action as the race goes on. It looks like we have Jen saying, Mike was saying he thinks a lot of wrecks will happen due to the curbs. It's going to be interesting. It's a very wide. Let's see if we can find a driver that's heading into that section here now. Where's the 464? Andrew McMurray. Let's hop on board with Andrew here. Let's get a better shot here from the roll bar. So he's coming up to that second chicane, which is going to be here on the left. The curbs are heavy in it, but it's a very wide chicane. Like, look at all the room they have here. They don't necessarily need to get up on those curbs. The inside one, maybe, but that outside one, you know what? There's still plenty of room. See McMurray making his way through there. Well done for him. We'll see what if he's able to improve as he crosses the line. Currently sitting in 19th place. See if he's able to improve. And he does not. 19th place still going to be his top lap as it stands right now. Kevin Zhu in the Totino's Pizza Rolls car. You're seeing him week in, week out in that same livery. Makes me hungry every single time. I've never seen them in the grocery stores around here, though. I wonder if it's just an American brand off chance or something maybe we don't carry up here in the Great White North. But that's going to do it for qualifying. We'll let timing and scoring reset, and then we'll get things set up here for our first 20-minute heat. Okay, timing scoring is reset. Let's take a look to see how they're going to start. James Newell on pole with Michael Brock to his outside. They can only separate by a couple thousandths of those two drivers. In third place, Joshua Soto. He'll have Brian Lemke to his inside. We know those two drivers have been teaming up a little bit to do some practice here this season. Shane Stern and Tony Wallace, couple of MAZDA Motorsports drivers in 5th and 6th, with Kevin Zhu and Brian Zinn in 7th and 8th. Right at the top 10 is going to be Jonathan Cooper with Oz Exilo to his outside in P11. Row 6 is going to be Nick Blasco and Gregorio Moreno Jr. with Joseph Mara and Sean Tier making up 13th and 14th place. Christopher Croto and Rowan Bykoff in 15th and 16th position. Kenton Bandy and Matt Schlosser, our AM leader in the points championship, going to be starting in 18th place. Andrew McMurray going to start in 19th place with Sean Kapinski, the Mario car, to his outside in 20th place, running out row 10. Row 11, we're going to see Spencer Bonaway and the Bucky's machine of Justin Pack. Felipe Cox in 23rd with Corey Mitchell in 24th. Harrison Neely in 25th, playing Blanchard in 26th with Christopher Diaz and Patrick Wilson making up 27th and 28th position. The Our House No Drama machine of Aaron Sunday to start in 29th, excuse me. And 30th place going to go to Chris King. And we got Stan Hammonds and Michael Tanagretta going to make up 31st and 30th, second place. Chris Pete in 33rd, Daniel Zippy Salmon in 34th, John Agudelo in 35th, Matt Bond, he, I believe, checking the Discord chat, he is cowered out of this one, so he won't be starting the grid. And Dylan Foster going to make up what will be P36 of our 36 car grid. Should be a fun one here this evening. Looking forward to this one. As mentioned, some drivers really getting a little whiny and cryy about the layout, so we'll see how this goes for lap number 1. I'm here for it. See the grid starting to pull away here behind the Porsche iRacing safety car. Again, as usual, 2 20-minute heats coming their way. And we'll restock for round 2. Drivers will start where they finished up for the top 4. They will invert for race number 2. Let's see if we can pick up the field. There we go. Field heading through what is NASCAR turn 3 and 4. We'll get fired up here for the first 20 minutes of action. So a lot at stake here. Some drivers bitching and moaning about the track. There's potentially going to be a little bit of carnage. Should be interesting to see. Potentially some drivers could have a nice points haul here this evening. Take advantage of some others' misfortunes here at Daytona. It's just one of those tracks that I can do at Daytona itself just on a normal day. Can kind of bring that out of a lot of the wrecks. We see the drivers making their way through the chicane here for the first time. See the whole field funneling through there. See, there's plenty of room for these Mazdas. What do these guys complain about? They go 2 by 2 all the way through every race that we've had so far. So here we go. Green flag is out, and away we go here to kick off round 5. They're already fanning out 3 wide. As we see, it's like Soto going to the top side, looking Ozzik Sulu going to go with them. Down into turn 1, James Newell leading the way. He has Michael Brock to his outside. Oh, Newell drops tire in the grass. Brock gets a little double tap there from Brian Lemke heading into turn 1. Lemke just concertined up, and then we got some drivers wrecking in behind. We'll take a look at what happened there in a few moments, but looks like the front of the pack has gotten through this one fairly clean. Ooh, Lemke almost into the back of Michael Brock again. Let's take a look back here. Michael Brock, as he's battling, he's got Shane Stern in behind him. Soto was able to get up and around Brock into second place, but they're going to head out onto the NASCAR banking here in a short little while. James Newell, connection issue there, blinking out up front. Hate seeing that. 2 by 2 as they head out of the infield section. It's like Kevin Zhu and Brian Zinn, or sorry, that's not Zhu, that's Kevin Zhu and Tony Wallace with a new paint job this week. A little more reminiscent of the rest of his MAV Motorsports teammates, but he and Kevin Zhu up onto the banking they go. It's going to be a battle of who can get onto the brakes a little later into the bus stop. We'll bring up James Newell, our leader on the picture-in-picture. See who wins this battle here. Who's going to break later? Will it be Wallace on the outside? Will it be Zhu on the inside? Will they go side by side through the bus stop? Again, we're getting a connection issue for James Newell. He's going to want to hope that clears up. iRacing will park him. That system they implemented a season or 2 ago. You'll see the field making their way through the bus stop. Relatively clean. Go back here a little farther in the grid. Oh, a little bump into the back of Aaron Sunday by Harrison Neely. Got him upset a little bit, but he's going to keep going on through it. Looks like Neely backed out of it, allowed Aaron Sunday to collect himself up. Harrison Neely going to lose 2 spots after that little bit of contact. See Michael Brock losing another spot up ahead of Shane Stern. Going to use the, oh man, Lemke again into the back of Michael Brock. Up on the curve, oh, he tags Shane Stern, round goes Stern. The concertinating up, Kevin Zhu into the back of Stern. Shane Stern just a sitting duck now in the exit of pit of that chicane. He's going to pull off Michael Brock as well. So he's got some terminal damage. He's just sitting there. Oh man, we'll take another look at that when it happens. But it looks like Lemke got in the back of Brock, shot him in through the bus stop, and then Brock clipped Stern as he went through. Kevin Zhu got a meatball flag out of that. Oh man. See Jonathan Cooper here. Cooper trying to move up on the inside of Gregorio Moreno Jr. He's going to get that spot done. Sean Teeter in there too as well. Let's go on board here with Teeter. He's got Moreno Jr. just up ahead of him as they head out of the first horseshoe, work their way over into the next horseshoe. We've got a number of drivers into the pits. We've lost Spencer Boneway, John Agudela, Nick Velasco, Shane Stern, Kevin Zhu, Corey Mitchell, Chris King, Kenton Bandy, all out early on in this one. Ro Bykoff now making a play on the inside of Ozzik Sulu. No, sorry, that's not Ozzik Sulu. Brian Zinn. A bunch of these drivers have new paints this week, trying to figure out who's who here. Zinn trying to fight back on the top side. Xulu going to go with him. Use some of that draft off the back of Zinn. So we got a battle shaping up front. Josh Soto now on the back of James Newell. Stick with this battle though, heading into the bus stop. Lemke leading the way. Zinn trying to make a play on the outside. Oh, they're getting a massive run on the back of Lemke. Lemke probably has a little bit of damage to the front end after getting into the back of Brock twice. Oh, in behind them, Tony Wallace got bumped. Oh, and he's going to spin around. Tony Wallace got tapped by, I think that was Jonathan Cooper heading into the bus stop. He spins around. That's going to lose him a bit of time. It looks like something happened to Joshua Soto. He's falling back off of James Newell. We'll see if we can find out what happened there. But things going on left, right, and center. Something happened to Stan Hammonds. Let's see what happened to him. Oof. Stan goes wide through the bus stop. Oh, that was with when Wallace spun around. Hammonds tried to avoid it, got up on those curbs, exiting the bus stop, and around he went. It's unfortunate for him. Let's see if we can go back here. Take a look at what Kevin Zhu saw. Zhu's heading into this carnage here in the final. Oh no, this is after he already left that wreck. He pulled over, so we can go back a little bit farther here and try and find out what happened to him. I'd like to see his onboard heading into that wreck there. But we got a battle still going on here. Roman Bykoff, Brian Zinn, Brian Lemke battle it out. Newell now 2.5 seconds up ahead of Soto. So I'm not seeing what happened. Unfortunately, I wasn't watching that on cam or in picture-in-picture when Soto was right up on the back of Newell. Quite catch what happened to him. Maybe got a little loose through the bus stop, but he's lost a bunch of time. Now in danger of that pack in behind him being led by Brian Lemke right now. Lemke, Bykoff, Zinn, Ozik Sulu, number of drivers here all in tow, trying to chase down Soto up ahead. See various lines here. Lemke going a little wide, heading back up onto the bank. No doubt that damage up front is impeding his movement. A little bit of aero carnage up there, going to hurt him a lot. Looks like Matt Schlosser got a meatball flag. Something's happened to him too as well. Take a look at that. Might have been Diaz, Maurer, Teeter all wrapped up in something too as well. We'll take a look at them in a minute once this battle goes through the bus stop. Bykoff now leading this quartet of drivers. Lemke right there in tow with Zinn and Ixulu. Trying to stay on the back end. Ixulu in danger of losing the draft though, falling back a little bit. See what happened to Joseph Maurer. So Maurer just ahead of Jonathan Cooper. Heading back onto the bank. Oh, he's going to go wide. He's going to lose the back end. He's going to swing around right in front of those drivers. Oh, Teeter. Oh, man. Teeter. Diaz. Wallace all wrapped up in that. Oh, man. And then just before that, it's a completely separate incident here. Matt Schlosser. Let's see what he saw. He might have been, I think he might have got wrapped. Oh, he got tagged in the back end. Oh, let's see who got in the back of our AM leader. Maybe that's Sean Teeter immediately in behind him. Oh, yeah, Teeter just missed the braking section and punted Schlosser into the tire barrier. Oh, man, rough things are happening out there. They can't blame a lot of this stuff on that second chicane because it's not happening in it. It's happening everywhere else except for that one incident with Michael Brock early on. But, man. Let's go back, checking this battle here between Lemke, Bykoff, Zinn, Ixulu, Ozik Sulu caught back up on that battle. Let's bring up our picture-in-picture here for a little farther back in the field. We got Daniel Salmon as he's battling with Tony Wallace, making the move on the inside of him. Stan Hammonds right in behind. So Hammonds and Wallace, a couple drivers who've had some incidents early on trying to get themselves back up into the battle here. Things look like they've settled down a little bit between this quartet as now Jonathan Cooper and Gregorio Moreno starting to reel them back in. But let's go back and take a look at this battle we got back here as we'll bring in our onboard here with Stan Hammonds as he's trying to make a move around the inside of Daniel Salmon on the bottom. Can Hammonds get this move done before they get into the bus stop? See a little side drafting action there from Daniel Salmon trying to suck a little suck off the side of Stan Hammonds. Into the bus stop they go. Who's going to punch their ticket? Rubbing into the bus stop. Battle of the late breakers here is going to be Hammonds on the inside. It is. He's going to hold on to that spot. But now they've got just up ahead of him. Tony Wallace has made a move around Andrew McMurray. Now Hammond's right there too as well. Wallace now linked up with his teammate Michael Tanagretta. That's 13th, 14th, 15th place. Well done for Wallace and Hammonds getting themselves back up into this battle. Who've fallen down quite a bit after those spins. There you go, 4 wide into the dreaded bus stop. Here they go. Tony Wallace really late breaking it. Dives on in. Michael Tanagretta and Andrew McMurray heavier onto the brakes earlier on. See a number of these drivers really using those curbs, that exit curve. I'm going to suggest that it's probably not the best issue for them. Soto, Joshua Soto is out. Looks like the left front is damaged on that car. He is pulling over to a stop. That's going to end his day. Oh man, we'll take a look at what happened there in a moment. You see Gregorio Moreno getting challenged here by Sean Kapinski. Kapinski tried to look up the inside, tried to go for the crossover to the outside. This trio trying to catch that quartet up ahead of Bykov, Lemke, Zin, and Exilu. If they can just withhold the battling here for a little bit, they should be able to reel them back in. Let's see what happened to Joshua Soto. I think he might have got wrapped up in that final chicane. Let's see. Here we come. Oh no, into turn 1. Oh, he's already got damage there. So he must have had something happen before. Not seen anything flagged, unfortunately for him. That left front was definitely wobbling in no way it should. As we pick up our house no drama machine of Aaron Sunday. Sunday up 2 spots where he qualified, trying to navigate through that final chicane. Heavy curb uses there. I believe Aaron joined the session late, so a little bit on the back foot here this evening, trying to get himself back up to pace. This pack has grown now. Wallace still leading the way. You see Tanagretta and Salmon going side by side. It's into the traditional bus stop. Tanagretta going to take that spot away from Salmon. Although Daniel Salmon up 19 positions from where he started. Actually, all these drivers in this pack up a number of positions except for Tony Wallace. Look at that, Tony Wallace down 6. But look at the rest of these guys. Kapinski up 12. Felipe Cox up 13. Hammond's up 18. Tanagretta up 18. Salmon up 19. Nice run by all those drivers. Aaron wasn't going to race tonight, but I told him I had to see you, Chad. So Aaron Sunday can blame it on Rachel in chat as she's forced him into the race here this evening. You see Harrison Mealy, a little bit of an adventure through that final chicane for him. Up onto the curb, it's going to cost him a little bit of time. Andrew McMurray down to the apron. We got a challenge between Hammonds and Wallace, though, into turn 1, our 2 camera cars. See Tony Wallace, calm, cool, collected right now. Trying to hold off the charge of Hammonds in behind. Hammonds looks to it, fakes a move to the outside. Going to go for the crossover. Sticks his nose up in the inside of Tony Wallace. Can he make it stick? Wallace going to go out a little wide. See him checking that triple screen over to the right side to see if Hammond's there. Hammonds wasn't, so he's going to pull over and clear him, take that spot away. Oh, looks like Michael Brock may come back on track again, and looks like unfortunately something else happened to him. Let's pick him up here. He heads into the bus stop. I think that is Patrick Wilson just up. Oh man, he gets tagged by Wilson. Oh, Michael Brock had an excellent qualifying position. 2 1,000ths off pole. Got tied up in that earlier incident. Fall back on himself, back on track. Only to get caught up in something else. But these two are still battling it out here between Hammonds and Wallace. James Newell still leading the way, unchallenged right now, up 8 seconds on the field. Tony Wallace can stand Hammonds, a little bit of a bump draft. Felipe Cox 3 seconds down the road. I don't think they have much chance of catching him. So it's basically a battle here between these 2 drivers for 12th and 13th place. Tony Wallace going to take that spot again, but drifts a little wide into the bus. That's going to compromise his exit. See now here if Hammonds can get the better run as they exit out of the bus stop. They have Tana Greta in tow, Daniel Salmon there too as well. They've lost the rest of the pack. Let's check back in on that quartet we saw up there earlier, battling with Bykov, Lemke, Zinn, and such. They're still continuing to battle on. Shoot back up to that battle here. I'm back. Had to catch a drink and had a little bit of a cough there. This battle's still going on here with Brian Zinn now leading this pack. Bykov pulling away a little bit. Zinn was able to reel him back in. Lemke, even with that damage, open up a bit of a gap here over Bykov. Not out of the draft though. They will be able to use the draft to reel him back in. While they continue to battle, James Newell laughing at everybody complaining about this layout right now. Just chuckling in underneath his helmet as he heads into the first bus stop. He'll continue to lead the way. The battle back here between Croto and Felipe Cox with the Cheetos machine. Or sorry, that's Nick Blasco and Croto with the Cheetos machine of Felipe Cox in tow. It's got a nice shot here. These two battling in through the bus stop and out they go. Oh, looks like Matt Schlosser came back on track after getting sent into the tire wall from, who was that, Sean Teeter, only to get himself another meatball flag. Rough race for him. Harrison Bailey and Justin Back battling it out for 16th and 17th place. Bailey giving a little bit of a bump draft there to Justin Back. Let's pop back up and see Jonathan Cooper's got himself in this battle now for final step on the podium. He's moving to the inside of Moreno Jr. And now has Brian Zinn just up ahead of him. Zinn's lost the spot to Bykov. Bykov up 13 positions on the day. Nice run there by Roman Bykov. He's always had a ton of pace if he can keep himself out of trouble, keep his front end, the nose of his car clean. I say that, but the front end of that car, a little worse for the wear, definitely punched in. It's seen some things here this evening as the front end of that Coors Lightning machine. This trio bumping and banging as they work their way through the second of the horseshoes. Lemke currently holding down second place. Bykov holding down the final step on the podium. Remember, the top four will invert, so right now that would put Brian Zinn on pole for the feature race. See if he's able to hold on to that. Goes high, dives back down to the bottom. Get 2.5 minutes to go. Our leader, James Newell, on the back stretch. He'll be picking up the white flag next time by. In through the first bus stop he goes. Now almost 10 seconds ahead of this battle. Lemke leads them in through the bus stop. Everybody's still tucked in behind. With Bykov looking aggressive out of the bus stop, getting a run. He's going to bump draft Lemke, though. Doesn't take the opportunity to try and move around him. These guys don't have any chance of catching Newell up ahead. I'm surprised they're not battling a little more here, trying to make up these positions. Zinn looking high, front end of his car looking clean. He's going to have the best aerodynamic properties here. Oh, he's going to try and switch down to the bottom before they head into the bus stop. Almost got his nose clipped off there by Bykov, backed out of it just in time, and thankfully Cooper didn't get into the back of him. I've seen that happen a couple times into that bus stop. The driver's just not prepared to get onto the binders as quick. I think it's a fact that it's a new layout to most of these drivers, so they're not quite set on their brake markers, as we see Bykov getting into the back of Lemke. So Lemke's car already a little worse for the wear in the front end. He's going to have some damage on the back end now. But Zinn looks to the outside of Bykov. Here we go on board with Brian Zinn, trying to stick his nose up on the inside of Bykov. Now it's going to be interesting. Normally here at Daytona, you don't want to be leading the pack on the last lap, but that second chicane kind of throwing a wrench into the things, because you're not going to get that strong draft as you normally would between the bus stop and the start finish line. You got to get slowed down for that second chicane. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of dynamics here, what kind of moves we see at play. So see our leader there, James Newell, on the inboard. He's onto the banking for the final time. They'll be getting the checkered flag this time by. Here comes this battle for second place. Lemke's still leading the way. Up onto the bank and they go. Who's going to make a move? Will they make it before the bus stop? Will they try and make it into the bus stop? Right now, it looks like Bykov, the closest one in behind, go on board with Zinn, see what kind of run he gets. As our leader, James Newell, heading into the final bus stop here now. All he's going to do is get in and out of there clean. Oh, Bykov gets shunted off by... Lemke gets shunted off by Bykov. Around he goes. Zinn going to take advantage of that. Up into second place for him. Into the bus stop they go. Out of the bus stop, though, who's going to lead the way? Bykov trying to get a run on the outside. Zinn just saw what Bykov did to Lemke. Could he be worried that might be coming his way here? They're going to go side by side into the final bus stop. It's going to be a battle of the late breakers. Our leader, James Newell, heading to the checker flag here now as he exits out of the final NASCAR chicane. Checkered flag here for Newell. Oh, Bykov doors Zinn. It's going to knock him off. Zinn's going to give him the old crossover. Bykov up on the, as you say, the rails with the curbing. That's going to cost him that spot. Bykov going to take, or Zinn going to take second spot. Jonathan Cooper takes advantage up into third. And that's a drag race for fourth spot, which would be pole in the feature. Bykov going to hold on to that. Exulu, unfortunately, not able to take advantage. Nick Belasco going to come home in behind Stan Hammonds. That's for 9th and 10th place. Dylan Foster trying to chase down Glenn Blanchard here towards the line. Looks like something happened to Tony Wallace on the last lap. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. As Foster and Blanchard head through the bus stop for the final time. Looks like Glenn Blanchard going to be able to hold off Foster. Oh no, here comes Foster on the inside. It's a drag race to the line. Looks like Dylan Foster going to make that pass stick. The M&M's machine going to come home in 18th place. Hats off to him here on the, well, you guys can't hear, but Glenn Blanchard saying nice job to him. So let's take a look here. What happened to Tony Wallace? Oh, he gets turned by the 305. Oh, his teammate Tana Greta comes up into it. Looks like Christopher Croto got into the left rear of Wallace, spun him around. Oof, unfortunate for him. That's a rough end of the race for Tony Wallace. Well, that's going to wrap things up here for heat number 1. Let's take a look at our final results. Once timing and scoring resets for us. What a feature race, or a heat race to start that one off. Oof, we had a little bit of everything in that one. That secondary bus stop did cause a little bit of carnage, but you know what? It wasn't as bad as I think a lot of these drivers were worried about to start. The incidents that we did see there, you know, were fairly minor. I don't want to say fairly minor. They did the one involving the first one, Michael Brock, Kevin Zhu, those drivers getting turned around. That was a little hectic, but I think we saw a lot more action in and around the rest of the track than what we saw in that one. So you know what? It could always be worse. But the drivers have that first heat race under their belts here now. They'll be ready for the second race in a matter of moments. Let's take a look at the results. First up, our going pro category, James Newell taking top spot with Brian Zinn and Jonathan Cooper. Rounding out the podium, you see Shane Stern, the hard charger in class, up 15 spots. James Newell led every lap of that one, all 9. Over in the mid-pack, Larry's Nick Belasco taking top spot, 11 seconds up on Harrison Mealy. And Felipe Coxon bring home the Cheetos machine into third place. Corey Mitchell, the hard charger in mid-pack Larry's, up 20 spots. So hats off to all those drivers. We got about 2.5 minutes to go here before we kick off the feature race. So we'll be back in a few moments.
Maska can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on. Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom. Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As that's still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh,
and
my
to
goodness.
the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Okay, we're back. Warm-up is over. We're gonna get things set up here to kick off the feature race in a moment. Again, the top 10 top 4 get invert for this one, and then we'll get fired up here for the feature race. Our drivers set to head to the grid. Let's take a quick look here at our grid. But first, let's take a look at the track conditions. 81 degree air temp, 97 degree track temp. A little on the warm side, but for the most part shouldn't affect our drivers all that much. But here we go. Roman Bykoff going to start on pole with Jonathan Cooper to his outside. Brian's in, and James Newell will start in 4th. That's our invert from race number 1. Ozzie Sulu, Sean Kapinski going to start in row 3. Row 4, Gregorio Marino Jr. and Brian Lemke. Stan Hammonds in 9th with Nick Blasco rounding out the top 10. 11th place, we're going to see Daniel Salmon win, Michael Tanner, Greta Harrison, Neely, and Justin Back. Felipe Cox rounds out our top 15. Dylan Foster in 16th with Glenn Blanchard and Chris Croto starting in 17th and 18th. Michael Brock going to start in 19th, a long ways back from where he started in race number 1. Joshua Soto going to start in 20th place, another driver trying to have a little better experience than what he had in race number 1. In row 11, we're going to find Tony Wallace and Aaron Sunday, Chris King and Joseph Barr in 23rd and 24th. Spencer Bodway and Chris Diaz, 25th and 26th with Patrick Wilson, Chris Pete, Andrew McMurray, and Matt Schlosser rounding out our top 30. But wait, we've got more. James Newell in 32nd, Gregorio Marino Jr. in 33rd with Dylan Foster, Kevin Zhu, and Matt Bond again not showing up for this one. Corey Mitchell going to start at the back. It looks like we have a number of drivers not starting this one. Looks like James Newell, our race winner. Interesting stuff. It did not grid up. Neither did Gregorio Moreno Jr., Dylan Foster, Kevin Zhu, or Corey Mitchell. It all those sucks. Don't want to come out here and race number 2 on this fabulous layout. I gotta admit, the layout kind of sucks. I pushed for some different layouts this season. This was not one of the ones I was talking about when I was saying they should run some different layouts. But you know what? We're here for it. We're getting ready to kick things off. The pace car is in. Roman Bykov, Jonathan Cooper going to lead them to the line. Here we go. Take 2. Bykov and Cooper getting the run. Zinn giving Bykov a little bit of a bump draft into turn 1. Backs out early. Oh, Bykov gets sent deep into turn 1. It's like so far things fairly calm, cool, collected in behind. Looks like all the drivers making their way through so far. Hey, there we go. Hats off to all those drivers that made their way through there without any incident. Love to see it. A couple drivers dropping tires off track, but you know what? Overall, decent start. Oh, I say that in behind. We had a driver go flying off to the right. Catch who that was. Went off in the right. I think it might have been Glenn Blanchard. Let's see where he ended back up. If he got himself back on track. Well, there he is. A little bit of an excursion there for him. Up front, though. Everybody's quickly got themselves line astern. On board here with Hammonds. Looking calm, cool, and collected on camera there. Trying to find a way around Gapinski. Lemke in tow. Ozzy Sulu, Daniel Salmon, Michael Greta all there too as well. Number of great races, great finishes by these drivers. Hammonds, as we saw lap 1 last time, or not lap 1, it was Wallace that got wrapped up on lap 1. Hammonds was a little later on heading in through the bus stop, trying to avoid that spinning car, went wide up over the curbs. Car got loose and around he went. In through the bus stop they go. Hammonds looking to the inside of Kapinski. I gotta say, nice run here by Sean Kapinski right now as they're gonna make it 3 wide. Kapinski in the middle, Lemke up top. Kapinski gonna drop down, try and get a little bit of the draft off Cooper and Hammonds up ahead. But up front, Bykov and Zinn have been able to break away a little bit here. Surprising. But again, as I mentioned it week in, week out here, the draft is so strong on these Mazdas that you need about a 1.8 or larger gap between the car behind you to really break that draft. You can see there now that pack reeling them back in. Even with a little bit of battling that they're doing in behind, they're still able to reel back in that top 2. Oof, Jonathan Cooper lifting the inside wheel into turn 1. Aggressive into that left-hand corner. See the pack all working their way through. See them all coming streaming through there. Still well done. All these guys, hats off to these drivers. Much better start than we saw in race 1. Ooh, a little bit. Oh, Aaron Sunday, I think, just got sent around. He did. There he is, trying to get himself back on track. Not sure who that was that got into the back of him. Take a look at that here in a second. Could it have been James Newell? No, he was a little farther back. I think it was just up ahead of them. Oh, Sunday's already around there. Let's see if we can pick up another camera angle here. There we go. Aaron Sunday on the inside. Oh, it's the 87 that got into the back from Kenton Bandy. Let's see if we can pick up a onboard here from Bandy. I'm not sure if he got bumped as well or just missed his brake marker here. Oh, I think he just misbraked it. Tried to dive a little deep on the brakes, got into the back of Aaron Sunday, and unfortunately around he went. Zinn and Bykov still leading the way. Cooper leading Hammonds and Lemke as Kapinski's falling back a bit. Oh man, we got something happen. Sean Teeter, this is the front end of his car. And Michael Greta off too as well. Saw him towing. Meatball flag for him. See if we can pick up what happened to them. Looks like a number of drivers might have been involved too. Let's see here first with Greta. Looking at the inside of Michael Brock. Oh, Brock gets up over the curb and into Michael Tannegretta. Ah, it's been a rough night for Michael Brock. Collects Sean Teeter. Ooh, let's, I hate to say it, Jen, but I think we're going to have to take another look at that. Let's go up here to the chopper cam. Oh, Brock just got a little bump on the side, sent him up over those curbs. Came down into the side of Tannegretta, and, well, not much you can do there. The rest of it basically speaks for itself. As we're on board with Chris Pete. Currently mired in a pack here. He's got Matt Schlosser just up ahead of him, Kenton Bandy. We've seen involved in something too as well. Matt Schlosser had a rough race, number one. Our AM leader in points heading into this one. A couple of meatball flags in race one was pretty much all she wrote for him. Got himself up 10 spots so far in this one though. Battling with Chris Pete in the Perrier Water Spaceballs, the Mazda machine. Schlosser looking to the inside, doesn't want to get into the back of Chris Pete though. Let's take a look at that pack up ahead. Looks like Cooper's still leading Hammonds and Lemke. They've been unable to reel in the leaders. So now Gregorio Moreno looks to the underside of Christopher Diaz, trying to make that pass up on the banking. They still got Schlosser and Chris Pete battling it out up ahead of them. Into the bus stop. Let's see who Moreno Jr. is going to place his bets with. He's trying to he's trying to make it 3 wide here into the bus stop. That isn't going to bode well. He backs out though, pulls in behind Pete. Schlosser heads first into the bus stop. A little sideways though. Had to collect the car up. He's going to make that pass stick on Chris Pete, but can he hold it into the next chicane here is going to be the question mark. Up ahead of them, though, Tony Wallace and the driver had a little bit of a adventure in the heat race. Trying for a little bit of results here in the feature race. Oh, he's battling with McMurray. He got shoved to the outside. Harrison immediately going to look the inside. Oh, Wallace gets into the corner of McMurray. Heading into the bus. That's going to concertine everybody up. The Vans machine, I believe that's Joseph Marr. No, Joseph Marr in behind. That is, I think, Chris Croto making the move there. Spencer Bodway trying to get in there too as well. Oh man, you just see how things get so bottlenecked up into the bus stop when you have a little bit of argy-bargy there heading in. Oh, Wallace looks up into the inside of Croto, gets into the corner of him. He's going to make that move stick though, but things getting a little rough here in mid-pack. Wallace gets up to the head of this pack. Joseph Marr comes in diving deep, gets into the back of Harrison Neely. That's going to send him around. Man, these guys, no patience here back in the mid-pack. Everybody throwing elbows, fists, leg kicks, knees. Get out the nunchucks. It's no holds barred. Honestly, it looked like Mike tried to avoid him crashing into him, which ended up crashing into him. Yeah, it looked like they bumped a little bit heading into the bus stop. It sent Mike up over the saber-tooth curbs there, Jen, and he used to pasture lawn for the ride at that point in time. But, you know, Michael got into Michael, and we saw what happened after that. Up front, our leaders still working together. They've now broken the draft of that pack in behind. Zinn and Bykoff working together, something you don't see too often between these two drivers. Trying to break away. How long will it stay copacetic here between these two drivers? Let's check in on our top AM driver right now, Nick Velasco. Nice run for him. He's looking under the inside of Daniel Salmon. He's going to take that spot away from him. Salmon going to tuck in behind. He's going to try and stay in that tow. Shane Stern right in there too as well with them. One of the Mavs Motorsports drivers. They head into that final chicane. Saw Salmon braking a lot earlier that we saw Velasco do. Same with Stern as well. Stern almost got into the back from Michael Brock now up into this pack with Josh Soto. Soto, a driver's name we haven't mentioned much in the feature race. Usually we see him up and around everything, in and around the action. He's going to make the move on the inside of Michael Brock. As they head into turn 1, Stern going side by side with Salmon. Salmon going to head out wide a little bit, cost him a little bit of time. Brian Zinn's going to pass Bykoff into turn 1 this time. He's going to take his chances out front. Soto looking to the outside of Hammond, switches over, goes to the inside. Salmon's going to give it to him. He's going to back out. Now he's got Michael Brock on his toe. Stan Hammond's in there too as well. He's caught up to this battle. So go on board here with Hammond's the tail car on this pack. This trio of Soto, Brock, and Hammonds have been kind of working together here to reel back in the top spot. Oh, Belasco going wide up front there. He's going to lose a couple spots. Soto going to take one. Salmon going to try and take another one here. Back onto the oval they go. Daniel Salmon tucked in behind Nick Belasco. I just want a webcam of Roman with sodas. Coors Lightning are not sodas, Jen. Brian Lemke now leading Ozzie Sulu. They've managed to break away from Jonathan Cooper. Coop falling back a little bit here now. He's kind of in no man's land here. Nobody to draft with, nobody to work with. He needs to stay as close as he can to that duo up ahead because that pack in behind is coming quick. See them kind of lurking just at a camera shot. Josh Soto now leading the way. Shane Stern, though, looking to the inside. He's just nose up the inside, trying to make that move stick. So I'm actually surprised these guys are battling as much as they are, and they're trying to work together, try and reel back in Cooper, Exulu, and Lemke. I don't think they have any chance of catching the leaders as they are gone 7 seconds up the road from this pack. Oh, so Soto backing out early. Surprise move there. Backed out early into the bus stop. Trying to get a better run through there as he looks up the inside of Belasco now. Sure, maybe he got a slow down through that final, or through the original bus stop, we'll call it. But they're starting to battle up front. I said it's going to be a matter of how long these two will work together here, and we've seen the last couple laps. They've been battling for that top spot. That's going to allow the rest of the pack to start to reel them in. That's exactly what we're seeing happen here. So bring up that chase pack here. Soto now back around Belasco in behind Stern. And then we got our leaders. You can see Lemke, Exulu, and Cooper lurking in behind there. So it didn't take a whole lot. They've lost about a second and a half off that gap that they had built up. They being Zinn and Bykoff. Last couple laps swapping position, first place into turn 1. You can see that there now. They are getting reeled in. 7.5 minutes to go. We are on lap 5. They'll be coming around to start lap 6 next time by. We know we did 9 laps on the first heat race. We're going to do another 9 here. So we'll have 4 laps to go at the line. It's enough time for at least Lemke, Exulu, and Cooper to catch this duo up ahead if they keep battling it out. And again, we're seeing them go door to door here. Bykoff trying to make the move around the outside. He's going to regain top spot. Bykoff down into, or sorry, Zinn down into second place as they continue to argy-bargy. Oh, what do we got here? Rachel Sunday, Daytona trivia. Hidden messages. Almost every inch of the paint along the double yellow lines is covered in signatures and writing, a tradition among drivers. Oh man, that'd be cool if iRacing actually duplicated that. It'd be a heck of a lot of work, but interesting stuff. Thanks for the fun fact, Rachel Sunday. Let's take a look in on Aaron Sunday as he's trying to recover after that incident where he got spun around by Kenton Bandy. Rough race for him. Oh, he's going to pick up a spot here as Chris King going wide through the bus stop. He's going to get a massive slowdown for that. He's going to lose at least 1 spot to Aaron Sunday, potentially another one to Patrick Wilson too as well. Tony Wallace now leading this pack. Oh man, spins it around on X. That's going to calamity up that pack there through the final chicane. Oh man, Tony Wallace still unable to get the car turned around, losing a ton of spots. You got a meatball flag of that too as well. The Spaceballs machine is off. Chris Pete, he got wrapped up in that too as well. Gregorio Moreno Jr. off into the grass. Oh man. We'll take a look at what happened there, but that's the kind of stuff that happens. You're running in a tight pack with that number of cars. Unfortunately, all it takes is one mistake for the driver ahead of you, and then around you go. See Stern make the move on the inside of Soto. They got Jonathan Cooper just up ahead of them. Brian Lemke too as well. So they've now caught that secondary pack. It's going to be questionable whether they have time to catch the leaders, but if they keep swapping spots, as I feel like a broken record, I keep saying that, I'm surprised that they are doing that, not just working together to stay out front. But let's take a look here at what happened to Tony Wallace. Heading into that second bus stop, a little loose, up on the curb. Oh, and around he went. Fortunately, Spencer Bodway nowhere to go. Everybody else got collected up. Oof. Man. And then, oh, there was something afterwards there. Moreno Jr. got wrapped up with somebody. I think that might have been Chris Pete he got tied up with. Let's see if we can take another look here at what happened there after they went through. So here's Moreno Jr. Chris Pete on the inside. Oh, Moreno Jr. just got loose, trying to avoid that carnage. Got into Chris Pete, and around he went. Oh, unfortunate for both those drivers. Not really much they could do at that point in time, but back up front, Zinn gonna lead the way for this lap. Back off and behind me, just side of a camera shot there. That pack chasing them down and behind. They're across the line to finish up lap 6, start lap 7, so 3 more laps to go here. Owen Bykoff going to try and take the lead for this one. Oh, Chris Croto involved in something in behind. Take a look at what happened to him, but here comes that pack into turn 1. Lemke getting reeled in. Nothing he can do, just look at his mirrors and watch that pack catching him up. Let's take a look here at what happened to Chris Croto. Heading into the traditional bus stop. Oh, Croto going to get loose. Unable to collect it, up and around he goes. And then almost at the same time, Matt Schlosser, again, another driver, rough race here for him. Into the bus stop, up on the curb. Oh, gets caught into the side of Bandy. Bandy turns into him, and around he goes. So another rough race here for Matt Schlosser. We'll bring our leaders up on the picture-in-picture here. Keep an eye on this secondary pack, which is where most of the action is going on right now. Lemke has now been caught. He's now the leader of this chase pack. They sit 3.7 seconds back of the leaders. This should I say, be enough of a gap for Lemke and Zinn to be able to bring home the spot. Soto using the double draft up onto the bottom lane here. Moves around Lemke, moves around Stern. Into the bus stop they go. Stern going to try and outbrake him the inside, up onto the curbs. He's going to hold on to that spot, but he's going to lose a ton of time heading through there. Nicely done for him. Let's check on some battles a little farther back here. So we got Felipe Cox bump drafting Harrison Mealy into the bus stop. Chris Diaz right in there too as well. Felipe Cox up onto the curbs. Diaz on the inside. They managed to make it through there without touching. Well done to them. Not too far behind them, we've got Justin Back, Aaron Sunday. Back -7 spots on the day. Aaron Sunday +6. Excuse me, Aaron Sunday +6 in this race after that incident early on. Nice recovery for him. Let's see if he's able to hold off Justin Back. Meanwhile, they're catching Kent and Bandy just up ahead of them. So still potentially time for those two to reel in the leaders. We're now on the last, the car's leading them. On the last lap now, Zinn and Bykoff. Who's going to take the win? They have a 5-second gap. They've been able to open up that gap. The rest of them jockeyed in behind. Looks like now it's just a 3-car battle pretty much for third spot between Stern, Soto, and Lemke. Zinn gonna lead this duo back onto the oval section. When's Bykoff going to make a move? Is he going to try through the first bus stop? Is he going to wait for maybe the second bus stop? We've seen how that second bus stop has treated a number of drivers here this evening. I don't know which is the better play here. I don't know if you want to be leading heading into that final bus stop, try and force the driver around you, or if you'd rather be the trail car. But into the, well, I guess they call it Le Mans chicane now. For the final time, Zinn leads the way. Ooh, Bykoff getting a better run through the bus stop. Is he going to have enough to make a move, though, in through the second one? Pick back up on the chopper cam as we see Bykoff going to have to go the long way around. Zinn forcing him to the the top side. Oh no, Shane Stern, something happened to him. I didn't catch that offhand. I was watching these two up ahead, but he's now towed. Take a recap what happened there. Oh, Bykoff makes the move into the second bus stop. Zinn having to go over those curbs. That's going to give Roman Bykoff the win in the feature race. He was able to make the move in around Zinn to take that spot away. He's going to come home in top spot. Soto going to come home in third. Jonathan Cooper going to lead that secondary pack there with Felipe Cox. The Cheetos machine. I got some Cheetos upstairs I might crack open after this race, actually. He's in behind Christopher Diaz. Joseph Barr trying to make a late move up there. Ooh, he's going to rail grind over the curb. Aaron Sunday in behind him. He's moved up 8 spots, picked up a couple spots in the last lap here, one of them being Kenton Bandy. He's going to cross the line in 18th place, +8 on the day. Dylan Foster, the M&M machine, coming home in 24th. Glenn Blanchard, rough race for him, -10 in the feature race. Sean Teeter, another driver, probably will be happy to never see this NASCAR layout of Daytona again. For the final time, he goes into it. Tana Greta through the final bus stop for him. Let's take another look at that final overtaking maneuver by Roman Bykoff. Had to run the top sides and force him around the top. Which, if he outbroke Zinn, gave him the inside line in through the bus stop. You see them almost coming to blows a couple times here. Here they go in there. Oh, it was a little bit of contact. Oh, I didn't quite catch that at first. I didn't realize they touched that much, but hip check there by Roman Bykoff sent Zinn wide. If I know Brian Zinn, he's not going to be all that thrilled about that. But, you know, hats off to Roman Bykoff. He's going to take the win here this evening in the feature race. So let's take a look at our final results here in the feature race. And you know what? Again, hats off to all of our drivers. It was a fun race, maybe a tough layout the driver's not familiar with, but you know what? It could have been a lot worse, and it was definitely entertaining. But here we go. Start with our mid-pack Larry's. Nick Velasco going to take top spot, with John Agudelo in second, and Harrison Neely going to round out the podium. In our Going Pro class, Roman Bykoff, who saw making that last lap, last corner. Hip check on Brian Zinn to take top spot. Joshua Soto going to outlast Shane Stern. We'll actually go back and let's see what happened to Shane Stern on the last lap there to come home with final step on the podium. See the rest of the drivers there off on the right-hand side. Number of drivers down 3 laps, but you know what? Daytona gonna Daytona. Before we get into the interviews, let's see if we can take a look here at what actually happened to Shane Stern here. So he's in behind Soto here. Lemke on the bottom. Oh, it's contact from Lemke, and around he went. Let's see if we can get another look there. Lemke was way down on the bottom. Oh, they made it 3 wide. He was way down at the bottom, didn't come up. Came in shallow. You know what? Let's take another look there. Let's take another look. I think this is just a racing incident. I know someone would like to place blame on someone else, but Lemke was at the bottom. He came in a little shallow, but you know what? Lemke was only on the curb, the inside there. Yeah, you know, Lemke probably could have went a little farther to the left. There was some room on the right side for Stern, though, but you know what? Those things happen, unfortunately. Shane Stern probably not going to be all that thrilled with it. Last lap incidents are never fun, but let's see who we got queued up here in the booth. We got Zinn, Agadello, Hammonds, Daniel Salmon. I don't know why that guy's in the booth here. He likes to listen to himself talk. Kidding. Zippy. Let's see who we got here first. Let's bring in our. It doesn't look like Roman Bykoff's going to come in and have a chat with us. So let's bring in our top. I guess be our top pro finisher here, Brian Zinn. Zinn, welcome in. Second place finish in the feature race. I don't think that last lap probably went the way you were hoping it went. Why don't you talk us through that?
Yeah, just frustrations with the layout. You know, I knew Roman was going to not make a move until the final chicane, and just nothing you can really do there. You know, you try and pinch a guy off, and, you know, you're either fighting him or you're fighting the gigantic curbs. So it's, you know, and then you toss some iRacing crash physics bouncy balls into the mix as well, and just unfortunate. But it was a good battle with Roman. Yeah, I knew that was probably where he was going to make the move. I just took too much speed into that final chicane instead of waiting for him to make the mistake and overshoot the first part of it and try and cross him over like I did in the first race. But that's racing. I was surprised we were able to keep you know, 3-4 seconds over the pack the whole time. So but it was good hard racing with Roman. But yeah, it's not very often you're bummed about a second place, but that'll do it to you.
Absolutely. Were you guys surprised that you were able to get out and break the draft in the feature race?
I was. I'm not sure what happened behind, especially with Lemke and them. And I thought for sure once Shane and Josh caught up to him, but I guess it was a case of too little too late. But yeah, I mean, they were kind of working together, but even when they were, Roman and I were perfectly fine bumping each other, and we kept that gap at about 3.5 seconds the whole time. So when it got down to about 2 laps to go, I figured it was going to be me and Roman. That was about it. But yeah, based on the first race, with how strong the draft is always with MX5s around here, I thought maybe they could have done something at 3 seconds, but I don't know if they didn't get organized enough, but I was surprised by that.
Yeah, they were jockeying for position pretty much the entire time they were together, so it was going to be tough for them to chase us down. But we head to Donington Park next week. Finally, a track that the draft isn't going to be super. Well, it shouldn't be. It isn't going to be such a large aspect of the race where, you know, you're going to be able to break away from the drivers behind you. How are you feeling about heading there for the race?
I'll have to check the layout. I think it's the national layout, so at least we don't have that awkward final corner there. But yeah, it should be a good one. Donington's always good fun in low-powered cars. So I expect, even though the draft won't be as strong as it is at a place like Spa or Daytona, it'll still be good pack racing. You know, you're really capitalizing on the guy in front of you's mistakes versus outright pace. But it'll be a good one. Hopefully it doesn't rain. I haven't looked at the forecast yet, but
well,
it'll be.
It's got to rain at some point in time. So.
Yeah, I'm expecting either the GT4 race or the MX5 race to probably have rain, because, like you said, it is England. So, but no, it'll be good fun. I'm expecting it to be a blast. Have mixed success about Donington. Certainly nothing like Daytona, but it'll be one to look forward to.
Excellent stuff. Before we let you go, here's any way you want to shout out at home.
Got to shout out Apex, obviously, Kenton, the team for continuing to put this league on. You know, the move to Mazdas on Sundays and keeping it as a fixture has been great for the league, great for the series. We've brought in a lot of good attention and good participation as well, which makes the broadcast good fun as well, which leads me to thanking you and Racer Nexus for putting the broadcasts on. It always makes for good fun to go watch all the action that I can't see when I'm out on the track. And you know, lastly, teammates at Maximum for Motorsports and my friends, and obviously the wife for putting up with this hobby of mine.
Excellent stuff. Best of luck next week at Donington Park is in, and hopefully we see you battling for a podium spot again.
Yeah, hopefully. Thanks, Rob.
Okay, that was our second place finisher in Going Pros, and let's bring in our winner in the feature race, Nick Blasco for the AMs. Nick, welcome in. I think this is the first time we've had a chat. You've had a heck of a season going so far in the AM side of things. How did your Daytona race go? Oh, Nick Blasco, do you have us?
Yeah, do you got me?
Oh, yeah, there we go. Nick, heck of a race here at Daytona. You've had an excellent season so far coming into this one. How'd you like that layout?
Oh, the layout is tough. That last chicane really can get you. Yeah, it was definitely a learning curve to try to figure that one out. But yeah, first race I messed up the fuel level. I meant to readjust it after qualifying. I realized right before, and I tried to reset it. But so I had to start from the pits on that first one. But yeah, I think that worked out for me because I avoided a lot of those incidents at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, there was a real stack up mid-pack for race number 1, but we head to Donington Park next week. It's probably the first time this season that we're going to head to a track where the draft isn't going to be as crucial as it has been to start the season. So the first half is behind us now. How are you feeling about heading into the second half of the season, starting it off at Donington?
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just trying to learn from the faster guys, you know, stay out of the way and don't get into any of those incidents, and just keep getting as many points as I can every race.
Well, you've been strong in the AM class. You feel like you have a good shot bringing home the championship this season?
I hope so. I mean, I'm just, like I said, just trying to keep up with the faster guys and see what I can learn. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty good so far. So I'm just hopeful that we'll have a good second half of the season.
Well, we look forward to watching the rest of your season here and how it unfolds. Before we let you go, you got anybody at home watching, cheering you on that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to my parents, my brother. I know they're probably watching this. Also want to shout out Brian Lemke. He's been helping me out a lot, got me into the league, helping me with the setup and things. So big shout out to him. Yeah, and you guys with the broadcast, you really do a great job. So it's really fun watching these back afterwards.
Excellent. We appreciate that. Best of luck heading forward into the back half of the season, Nick. And I'm sure we'll be speaking to you again. Take care.
All right, thanks. Bye.
That was our winner in AM class, Nick Belasco. Let's see. We have our second place finisher in the feature here, John Agudelo. John, welcome in. You had a nice night overall, second spot for AM class in the feature race. How'd you like that layout here at Daytona?
I was a big fan personally. That chicane came very natural to me, very reminiscent of Charlotte's final chicane in their road course layout. It just came natural to me.
Did you do any running on this layout before this week here, or is it brand new to you?
No, this is my very first time on this layout. I was expecting it to pretty much be the road course layout that we usually race, so it was a bit of a surprise to see the cup layout in use.
Now we head to Donington next week running the national layout, which is probably the perfect layout here in the Mazdas. You've had a strong AM season so far. Getting into the second half of the season, how are you feeling about making your way up through the AM championship standings?
Definitely excited about it. Nick is insanely difficult to catch. He's up there consistently with all the pros.
Yeah, we talked to him earlier on. He's looking forward to the rest of the season. He's been working with, I think, Brian Lemke and Joshua Soto, so it's starting to show for him. But before we let you go here, John, anybody want to shout out watching at home, cheering you on and waving your team flag?
Always going to shout out the 1010 guys. They're hosting plenty of races, and if you're into oval racing, hit them up.
Excellent stuff. Well, best of luck here heading into the back half of the season, John. We hope for best of finishes here for you, and talking to you again. Take care.
Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
That was second place finisher in AM class, John Agudelo, and I keep forgetting. He told me how to say the name, and I keep forgetting to look at. We got a couple scrubs here in the waiting room to chat with us. Let's bring in. We'll bring in the first scrub here, Stan Hammonds, who showed up late, jumped in, probably didn't realize it was a NASCAR layout, or maybe he did but didn't care, threw caution to the wind, and joined us anyways. But Stan, welcome in. Probably not the night you're expecting here as far as Mazda racing went.
Well, let's cover a couple things first. I might be the first scrub, but I am the biggest scrub, so I got that going for me. Yeah, this layout actually makes me want to, well, never mind. Just assume reprehensible things to follow. This layout is so bad. I hate this layout. I am the biggest NASCAR defender on planet Earth. I love NASCAR. I'm a huge fan. I want to love everything they do. But somebody needs their butt kicked over this one. This is a horrible, horrible layout. I hate it.
I believe this was a choice of the head chief steward admin, Kent Kruger.
I'm pretty sure it was. And honestly, I don't blame Kent. They put all these layouts in the game. Sure, why not? Let's try it. I understand. But having actually watched these races and seen, this layout is so bad. I do not like it. It even, we even had Sky Lounge on Sky Lounge Violets in the feature. And honestly, it's the chicane's fault. The chicane is just bad.
I don't know. I don't see the chicane driving these Mazda MX5s out there. It looks like a bunch of humanoids behind some electronic equipment driving them to me.
You know what's crazy, though, is if it hadn't been for that chicane, we wouldn't have wrecked. So
I don't believe it.
I
saw, you go back and watch. I saw lots of accidents that happened all throughout, and it wasn't in the chicane. But we got to get to the real important fact here. What's with that crap you got on your upper lip there in the picture? What is this? Daddy duties have brought the facial scrub?
Well, here's the thing. There's a NASCAR driver named Ryan Blaney that has a mustache, and it looks like he's in Tombstone. It's so awesome. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try and grow one of those. So far, all it's done is get me really disapproving, questioning looks every time I go through a school zone. But honestly, I'm committed to the bit at this point. The mustache is staying, and honestly, if I have another race like this, I might have to shave it off, if I'm being real with you. It might be the mustache. I don't know. We're going to figure it out.
If you'd stop driving through those school zones in the white panel van at the same time, it probably wouldn't go as badly for you. But
honestly, my panel van is really at least half the issue. So
before we kick you out of the booth here, Stan, why don't you give us some shout-outs for your Sky Lounge team and compatriots out there that were wrecking each other in the feature race?
Yeah, shout out Sky Lounge. See, the problem with the compatriots wrecking each other is I was one of them. So shout out Sky Lounge. Shout out Jonathan Cooper for being an extremely cool, understanding guy, and understanding that I'm just a moron. Because I just put us in a bad spot there, honestly. I mean, technically, I left the car width to the left, but the way you go in that chicane, it was just not. It honestly probably shouldn't have done it. So I blame myself about 1%, and I blame the chicane the other 99%. So there's that. Shout out Apex. Shout out you and Racer Nexus for doing the broadcast and everything. It's super fun. I only ever get to make a few of them, so glad I got to make this one, even though I had no fun in the second half of the broadcast. And yeah, good to talk to you, buddy.
Absolutely. Well, best of luck the rest of the season, Stan. Well, maybe we'll see you next week if you can get off daddy duty and race at Donington. But until then, take care. And I truly do love the stash. As a beard guy myself, I love the stash, but I had to rag on it definitely when you got your cheesy, clean baby face picture in your profile picture here on SDK.
Yeah, I got to work on that. But this is 4 months, Rob, of hard work, and this is as good as it can get so far. This is.
It might be time to throw in the towel on it.
Maybe. Well, like I said, man, I'm committed to the bid. At this point, it's going to stick around for a little bit longer at least. So,
take care, buddy.
Yeah, you too, buddy. See ya.
That was Stan Hammonds here coming home in 9th place in the feature race. Let's bring in the belle of the ball here, the guy with
finally
princess approved tracks. Came home in 11th place in the started 11th in the feature race. You got yourself up into 8th in class, Zippy. But how did you like that layout of Daytona? It's pretty much been a consensus at this point in time that it was a dog's breakfast.
Yeah, that last chicane, I couldn't figure that out, but I'm going to highlight the fact it went from 34th to 11th in the first race. That is much more of a flex than starting good. But honestly, I just came in, literally joined it with about 2 seconds to go. Yeah, good fun, good race. Definitely a bit of carnage. Definitely a few people I wish it would have given me a bit of a bump draft rather than just go and fight. Michael Brock. Jen's going to sort you out, but certainly it's definitely some good fun. I'd rather be back in mid-pack, Larry, so I feel it's kind of like my red seal. I've got the title, but I haven't got the skills to go with
it. We saw you involved in a couple nice battles in the heat race, but for the most part, the feature race, you're kind of just picking off spots by guys who are wrecking out. Looked like fairly uneventful for you, but you got a little bit of damage on the front end of that car. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I have a nose, and I don't mind, if there isn't a bull bar equipped, I'll make one. And I definitely did not have any issue with bump drafting people. If you're ahead of me, it was quicker, it's a better strategy, and I do wish we'd seen more of it. Certainly, once you got like about a second away, they were gone, and, I needed a bit of help, needed a bit of support, and, I gave Ozek Zulu, I gave him a good couple of bits of encouragement, and then he managed to check out, so fair play to the guy. But no, it's good fun, good racing, and definitely some colourful incidents as well. And I like to say the fact that I didn't cause any of them, so that's nice. I did have a little bit of an oops. That first race had a little bit of an oops. I would have maybe got 8, which would have been really, good for the old ego. But you know what? It was a good night nonetheless.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a lot of drivers with varying braking markers heading into that second chicane. I think a lot of that's just due to it's a newer layout that I'm going to say majority of the field, if not 99% of the field, never raced on it until this evening. So they were all kind of learning on it as it went. And like we saw in the first race, you got kind of in the middle of a concertine effect heading into that, but you were able to survive it and have a nice finish. But as you mentioned in chat, we're heading to a Princess Approved, which if anybody knows out there, it's Zippy's code name for the tracks he likes here in iRacing, Princess being his dog. So Princess Approved track, what? Donington Park.
My dog's not called Princess. She definitely is no princess. She farts and then eats it. She is no princess.
You should have left. I was trying to get you out of it instead of calling yourself a princess. But, it's on your Princess Approved tracks, Donington Park National layout. Are we going to see you battling in Mazdas next week?
Yeah, I would have thought so, Rob. Definitely. I don't come out that often and don't race, and honestly, it's more of I get the edge, I'll get behind the wheel, and Donington National is going to be an absolute belter of a circuit. Something we had it for an event. We did a special event recently. It was fantastic. You weren't there. You should have been. I missed you. It would have been great to have you over there, but certainly, I'm looking forward to the action as well. Certainly, I was actually quite surprised, how well that evening went for me, and certainly I'm wondering if I can continue that kind of enthusiasm and effort over at Donington.
Yeah, well, we'll see. There's always a chance of rain being over in the UK. How you like your chances in the rain being an expat from that side of the world?
Well, certainly I went from the UK to Nova Scotia. It's always moist wherever I live, Rob, and what can I say? It's it's one of those things. You get used to it, and indeed, I think honestly, it's actually a little bit of an equalizer because most drivers do not drive in rain, and it just throws them off completely. I think it would actually probably work out in my favor if it rained, but I do think we need to call out this guy, Richard Swindells. I do miss the rivalry, and I do believe that old fart needs to get on his cockpit more than once every 2 weeks. So we're calling him out here live on Racing X's.
I don't think that old boomer even knows how to drive anymore, but Before we let you go here, Zippy, anybody you want to shout out other than calling out Richard Swindells to get behind the wheel of the car?
And, I was just trying to think of the prayer from Sister Act then, but it's escaped me. That would have been hilarious. But no, I'm going to give you a shout out, Rob. You are an absolute legend, even if you've got what I call a very questionable goatee. I'm just jealous I can't grow one. But we'll shout out the dog, obviously, who's awake, but just about. And we're going to actually shout out some of the people in the chat as well. Perfect Jen, used to seeing you there in another chat as well. Definitely good to have you there, and indeed. And yeah, shout out Apex this for a good clean race. Definitely, there's a few drivers that I saw, recognize the paint. I'm like, that person's going to be a hazard, and it sounded like they delivered. But the good thing is, it wasn't near me.
Absolutely, that's the best when it happens that way, and you take advantage of it. So, well, if we see you on track next week, Zippy, best of luck to you. Otherwise, we'll catch you in chat somewhere somehow, and I'm sure I'm going to see some notes from Richard Swindells very shortly about this. So, we'll talk to you later. Take care.
Bye, Rob.
So there we go. That'll wrap things up here at Daytona. As I mentioned, next week we're going to head to Donington Park National Layout, which is, it's one of my favorite layouts of the UK tracks. I think Donington National is perfect for cars like the Mazda, the F4s, basically any of those slower cars. Donington National Layout, perfect. You rid of that little keyhole hairpin off the left-hand side, and it works out really great. But that'll wrap things up here for us. But first, before we go, to give our shout out here to Apex Sim Racing Shop, 5% discount code for anything to sell in store. Find that code in the description of the video, along with a link to do that purchasing. And then all of our camera angles here tonight provided by Track Cams for Gourmets. As usual, oops, hold on here. There we go. Track Cams for Gourmets, mimicking all the NASCAR, IMSA, F1, IndyCar camera action you would see on those broadcasts. And again, bringing us tons of excellent camera action every single week, week in, week out. So that'll wrap things up here again at Daytona. Catch us next week, same time, same place, for the Donington National Race, kicking off the second half of the season here, season 27 seasons. Apex this Mazda action. We'll catch you next week. Bye for now.